आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव। Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News.
In our 200th episode today, we remember freedom fighter Ripudaman Singh, who was born on the 4th of March 1883. Son of Maharaja Hira Singh of Nabha, he was nominated as a member Imperial Legislative Council during 1906 to 1908. He was generally critical of the British and voted against the Seditious Meetings Bill. After the death of his father in December 1911, Ripudaman Singh returned to Nabha and ascended the throne in January 1912. As a king, Ripudaman Singh adopted an independent stance in his dealings with political officers and lieutenant governors. He appointed the Congressite Purushottam Das Tandon as chief minister and engaged a pro-Congress barrister, Sir Eardley Norton. He insisted on the treaty rights and autonomy of princes in the princes' conferences.
He overlooked the presence of Gadarites in his territories and donated money towards the founding of Banaras Hindu University. He presided over a session of the Tilak School of Politics and contributed to the Tilak Swaraj Fund. He gave financial support to pro-Congress papers like the Bombay Chronicle and the Indian Daily Herald, and interacted with the national leaders like Gokhale, Malviya, Lajpat Rai and Motilal Nehru.
During the Akali movement in Punjab, Ripudaman Singh observed the Martyrs' Day to honour all those who laid down their lives at Nankana Sahib.
After a manipulated political inquiry, Ripudaman Singh was forced into dissociating himself from the Nabha administration and sent subsequently to Dehradun.
The issue of his restoration was taken up by the Shiromani Gurdwara Prabandhak Committee and the Shiromani Akali Dal, which developed into a prolonged agitation during 1923 to 1925 called the Jaito Morcha. The Indian National Congress also passed resolutions in support of Ripudaman Singh.
After the enactment of Gurudwara legislation and withdrawal of Akali agitation in 1925, Ripudaman Singh was deposed formally in 1928 and sent to Kodaikanal in Madras Presidency as a political prisoner. Several national leaders tried to secure his release, but the government remained adamant on the plea of his disloyalty. Ripudaman Singh was all alone in Kodaikanal when he died in December 1942 after a long and persistent fight for freedom. We salute the great Indian.